Hey, Steckle Stars, welcome to week 24. This week we're going to be working with Google Maps. We're going to learn some of the basic things about it, the different views that we have, and then we're going to get into how to find directions, how to get places, and a few other things. So let's get started. First, we have to find Google Maps. From Google Classroom, the easiest way is just to go to our good old Waffle menu or the Google Apps menu. It probably won't show up right here. You have to scroll down a little bit. There we have the icon for Google Maps. It says Maps underneath and has the little locator pin. Okay, here we are. I'm going to get this toolbar out of the way because, oh, that's really nice. I don't need two toolbars, but we have them. All right, whatever. Let's keep going. All right, so the first view that we see is this view that looks like a map, like an old paper map, like back in my day. So, of course, the name of this view is the map view. When you first open Google Maps, it will open up to where you are. We can see that it's opening up to Whitehall, since I'm sitting in Whitehall. And that's what will happen in school as well. The next view is called the satellite view. And there's a little button over in the corner here. It says satellite on it. When we click on that, it just adds a layer of pictures on top, which looks like satellite images from up in space, taking pictures down of the Earth. And so it's the exact same place as before. If I take this away, you can see we're back in the same place. Difference is, here we have what looks like drawn pictures that are drawn. We still have a river. We still have streets. We still have little creeks and little roads. But when we click on the satellite view, it actually looks like you're seeing images, photographs of all the places. And when we zoom in, we can see houses, all kinds of things. So let's get back to the map view for a second. When we're navigating, trying to get around in Google Maps, one of the easiest things to do is to find something that you know, something you recognize. And for example, here we have MacArthur Road. MacArthur Road is a really good landmark in Whitehall because it goes all the way through, right down the middle of Whitehall. So if I put my mouse on MacArthur Road and drag it, I can get around to different parts of Whitehall. And as I go, I can look around and see things I recognize. For example, there's Whitehall Diner. Well, if you see the diner, we must be pretty close to Whitehall School District. And here it is. Okay. And if I keep going further, follow MacArthur Road right here. It's also called 145. That's what that number means. As we go down, we get closer, and here are the malls, Whitehall Mall, Lehigh Valley Mall. And you can just keep going and all the way to Allentown if you want to. So I'm going to come back up here to the school district. Right there it is. If I use my mouse and zoom in, or come over here and use the plus sign and click that to zoom in, you'll see things show up. Like there's a little pin for Zephyr Elementary School, Whitehall High School. Here's the middle school. I don't see Steckle yet, so let's zoom in a little bit more. And we should start seeing it soon. And here it is, George D. Steckle Elementary. Also over here's Gockley. And you can see all of the streets that go right through our campus. There's the public library. Now, let's change to the satellite view and see how it looks. And now it looks like you're looking right down on all the buildings. You can see the football field and the track. You can see the whole high school right from the top, all the parking lots. It's pretty neat to look around and try to find other places. And like I said, here it is, MacArthur Road. So we can just travel up and down MacArthur Road to find places that we know. All the different stores. And every time you zoom in, it shows you a little bit more. Here are a whole lot of houses. If I go in closer and closer, you'll see street names. And you can just kind of drive up and down the streets with your mouse and move along and try to find things. Okay, pretty cool. And let's get back to the schools. Here we are. There's Steckle Elementary. Okay, so now there's one more view that I'd like to talk about. And this is the view. Some of you may have seen it before. It looks like it's 3D, and it looks like you're driving up and down the streets. So it's called the street view. The way you get to it is by grabbing hold of this little orange guy down here in the toolbar. You see my mouse turns into a hand, and then I hold my button down and it grabs hold of that guy. Now, when I bring him out, I'm still holding my mouse button down. I didn't let go. Notice how the streets turn blue. But not all of them are blue. For example, this one is not blue. So you can only set yourself down on streets that are blue. I move it over and I see there's a little green blob underneath my feet as I dangle around there. That's what you want to set down on the street where you want to land. So I'm going to put it right here in front of Steckel. When the little black dot shows up, I let go. And now I'm standing on the street right in front of Steckel Elementary. Okay. And there we go. I can spin my screen and look around as though I'm standing there and spinning around on the road, and see everything that I could see if I was really standing outside of Steckel. If I click my mouse on the street, I can drive down the street. Looks like we're driving anyway. You don't even have a license and you can drive up and down the street. How about that? So one of the really neat things that you can see sometimes is over here on this black button at the bottom. Sometimes you'll see this little picture. It looks like a clock with the arrow pointing backwards, kind of like a backwards time machine. If I click on that, you'll get this little view here, and there's a slider at the bottom. And that slider will show you all of the times that the Google car, and I'll show you that in a second, has come through here and taken pictures. So if I slide this, that starts out at 2011. But if I drag that thing over, I can see what it looks like in 2019 now, which is now. 2019, 2011. Those little white dots show you when the Google car came along and took pictures. All right, so let me close this again. Now, one of the things that some people get confused about when they see Street View is that they think it's live, like a live camera. That's not true. What happens is, let me open up a new tab here and show you something. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Google has a whole bunch of cars that look like this. All right. And so they drive all around the streets all over the entire world, all over the entire earth, and take pictures. That's how Street View is made. Special camera on top that takes pictures in 360 degrees, and then special programs that put those pictures together. That's how Street View is made. It's not a live camera. So every time you click your mouse and go down the street, and it sort of looks like you're in a video, but you can tell if you look closely that it's just switching to different pictures. And those pictures are all taken at different times. Now, to get out of this view, I'm going to come back over here to this black button, this big black area, and click on the arrow. And now we're back to the satellite view. Next thing we're going to learn is how to find directions to get somewhere. So I'm going to click in the search box up here because that's what Google is best at, searching for things. I'm going to pick a place to go. How about Orlando? So I type Orlando and I can see it right there, so I click on it. Orlando, Florida. That's where I want to go. Here we are. There's Orlando. So to find out how to get there, we come over to the left here and use this blue button that says directions underneath. Click on that, and up top, here's where I want to go, Orlando, but I have to tell it where I'm starting from. So I click up here and I type Whitehall, PA. Now, I'm going to use a faster way. I'm going to use our zip code, 18052. A little bit faster way of writing Whitehall, Pennsylvania. It also guarantees that it's our Whitehall, Pennsylvania, because there is another one in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh, so we don't want that one. Now I'm just going to press my enter button on the keyboard, and it's going to tell me how to get there. It'll show me a map with different routes to get there. And on the left side here, it'll tell me how long it takes for each route. So it shows me 2 over here. If I go this way, it takes 14 hours and 57 minutes, and then there's how many miles I'll be going. If I go this way, 15 hours and 45 minutes. Now, up at the top, there are a bunch of tiny little pictures here. Right now, it's clicked on the car. So all of these times and miles are driving in a car. But what if I want to walk to Florida? Well, let's try it. Okay, the map changed a little bit. And you can see here, so did the time, 351 hours. How about if I want to ride my bike? Now I click on the little bicycle. 98 hours. What if I want to take an airplane? And here it tells me from Allentown to Orlando, if I go nonstop, it will be 2 hours and 25 minutes. If I use a connecting flight, it'll be 4 hours and 40 minutes. Here's the difference. Nonstop is just what it sounds like. You get in the airplane in Allentown, you fly to Orlando, and that's where you land. A connecting flight means that you might stop somewhere else at another airport. You might have to switch airplanes. You might not. You might just land to get more passengers on the plane. But it takes longer that way. So we can even try using buses and trains. And there we go. Tells you how long. Not too bad because we can't get on a train here in Whitehall, in Allentown, Lehigh Valley area. We have to go to Philadelphia to get on the train. And then from there, we can go all the way to Florida. So lots of different ways to get there. To get back out of here, I'm just going to click the little X. And now I'm back at the map again, and I can do some more searching. All I have to do is click up here, type anything I want. How about Paris, France? Go Paris, France. And then we can go visit and we can look around. One of the things I love to use Google Maps for is to check places out that I'm going to visit. I do a lot of hiking, so I'll maybe check out where the start of the trail is so I can see what things are around. Or even if I just want to learn about a place like Paris, France, and look at all of the landmarks like the Eiffel Tower. I can zoom in and get closer and closer. And once I get close enough to see some streets, I can take my little guy out of here and put it down. There's the Eiffel Tower. I put it down right there. And now I am standing on the Eiffel Tower looking out over Paris. So there's a lot of fun you can have with this, but you can also learn a lot about different places just by traveling there on Google Maps. Okay, guys, so we're going to, there's a little worksheet that we're going to do together in class that will ask you to try and find different places and try to find how far it is to get to different places. So I hope you enjoyed the Google Maps lesson and have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take it easy, Steckle Stars.